beat Northwestern in your final game here?
Oh, it meant everything, you know. Obviously a rivalry game, and obviously my last Memorial Stadium. It was pretty surreal and special, getting that dub. But it was a hard-fought dub with the team, and I'm just glad that we came out on top.
Are you guys excited?
It seems like when this defense has had a tough game, you guys have found a way to bounce back this season. What is it about this group that allows for that response to the next game out?
Yeah, we just know how to handle adversity well. Obviously, like the games where we lost, the next game we just always bounce back, and I think that's just part of our DNA. And a credit to our guys and the coaches, like we just know how to just handle adversity well. So I'm just glad that we just able to finish the game out. It was a well-fought game with the defense, and had a lot of turnovers that you can see, and just glad to finish out with the defense.
As a defense, were you guys kind of excited for like those big snowy conditions? And it seemed like in the postgame you guys had fun climbing the snow and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like Coach B, everyone was saying embrace it. Like, everyone wants to play. It was too cold, but it's part of Big Ten football. You can play in the snow, and the next level is gonna play when it's cold conditions. So, it's just part of it. We definitely embraced it today, and you can just tell.
Do you think it means a lot to the program to beat your in-state rival 4 out of 5 years? Because before, they lost 6 straight, to Northwestern.
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean to take care of business?
Yeah, it's just a different feeling because now it's part of the standard. It's not something new. It's the standard now. Each and every year, that's part of the standard. So, they're a good team. Credit to them, but we just had a better day today.
Hey, what flipped for you in the second half? You felt like you just flipped a switch and were able to get in the backfield a lot more.
Yeah, obviously, they did what they did, and obviously I had to just come out through for my team. And, I had to be on the tackle, and I just, triggered. So it's all about mentality, and coming in the second half, I was like, the team needs to be big, so I decided to step it up a notch, and that's what I did.
Was it more mentality or X's and O's or what you were doing? Or?
Yeah, I just felt like it was mentality. Obviously during the week, you just watch film and you get different beats, and I could just tell the way the tackle was, he was on the set, so, I had to be on him, and, the rest was history.
That goal line stand that you guys had in the fourth quarter, how key was that? What was key to doing that?
Yeah, obviously, off the turn of the ball, but, we had their backs, we put out the fire, that's what we do. When offense needs us, we stand up for them. When we need them, they stand up for us. So it's just complimentary football, and we just played that today.
Is that the only sack you didn't want to keep? The one that ended up with the heckle interception?
Yeah. Obviously it's cool, but a pick isn't even better because you get the offensive ball back. But just credit to the defense. We just flew around, and I love those guys, and it was a good win, and it just felt good. One last time in Memorial Stadium with my guys.
Not a lot of guys with double-digit single-season sack totals here. What's it mean to you, and what do you hope your fingerprint on this program has been over the last 4 years?
Yeah, I just wanted to establish a legacy here, and I feel like I did that in my time here. And obviously, I had the opportunity to leave last year, but I wanted to do something bigger than myself, and obviously coming back was a part of it. Finish the season with double-digit sacks was always a goal, and to finally accomplish that, just it's all blessings from God. I just have keeping my faith in Him and trusting in Him, and you take care of the rest. So I know guys after me is going to do the same thing.
Have you ever seen that much snow, and was it planned to go to the snowbank to celebrate?
I never seen that much snow. I don't think I played a snow game like that ever. So it's like, it was fun, just seeing the snowflakes drop down, and guys after the game, making snow angels and having snowball fights. So that's what we dream for, and that's what we want, and we just embrace it.
Was it the plan to go celebrate on the snowbank?
Oh yeah, Coach B said it. Actually in our hit film, before we come up here, he was like, after the game, I want to just make snow angels, and and everybody got turned up after that. So that was a goal.
I don't know if this is the right time to ask, but I don't know if we'll have a chance to talk with you. Do you plan on playing wherever the ball? Have you made that decision yet?
I just want to just focus on just the next day, and not worry about that, and see where it takes me. So just another question for another time.
All right, thanks everybody.